Hi, we're Pastor Dave and Dee Dee Thompson from Gateway Ministries in Golden, Colorado. We are actually Casper and Cheryl's pastors.
They not only attend our church, but you know what else they do? They conduct marriage workshops, they conduct retreats, and they provide marriage counseling for our whole church family. Very powerful and life-changing.
If we want a good marriage, you walk into that marriage because it's already a good marriage. You just have to walk in the way to make it a good marriage. It's almost as simple as that. The thing that complicates it is us. But we're the complication, not God, not Jesus. They got it all figured out. We win. Skip to the end of the book. We win. If you skip to the end of your marriage book, you win. The only way you don't win is if you put yourself in the middle of it. But if you get yourself out of it and put God and Jesus in it, it's over. You win.
You don't need to mad.
No.
You don't need to fuss. You don't need to fight. Jesus sees, hears, and knows all things. And he knows whatever triggers, whatever brokenness is happening in your spouse that may be hindering them. He knows when the enemy is influencing them to stumble, causing your spouse to stumble. He knows all that. So when you speak life instead of death, you will get the result of life instead of death.
We just got back from a couple of weeks ago filming and appearing on their TV show for season 2, Winning with Love.
Wow.
Their TV studios are in Dallas, Texas.
And what phenomenal facilities. They're just tremendous. Tune in and watch their TV show and make sure to have them host a marriage retreat or seminar at your church.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to IAM Love Builders. We are your hosts, Casper and Cheryl Stockham, and we are so glad that you have joined us today.
Yes.
We want to give a great big shout out to everyone, especially those who are with us for the very first time, those who are returning, and a big shout out to our broadcast partners.
Yes.
IAM Love Builders is a program, a show, a heartfelt desire that you and your marriage will be strong and healthy, thriving and prospering. We would like for you to become love builders.
Yes.
Casper and I wholeheartedly believe that if you are not having fun, you are not doing it right.
Here we give a shout out to our sponsors. So Cheryl and I have a TV show called Winning with Love, second season of Winning with Love. And first season was really geared towards couples. But the second season, we kind of opened it up and we had couples and singles on the show. And you can get that show streaming right now on Zondra TV Network. That's Zondra TV Network on Roku, Apple, Amazon Fire, any of those platforms. We also have a lot of services we provide, media services with or through Zondra TV Network. So we can do TV advertising, podcast promotion, pay-per-view platforms, and so forth. We can do all that through Zondra TV Network. We also have a micro network on Zondra TV Network. So, like if they have a podcast or any kind of a pre-recorded show, we can put it on our micro network. It might be maybe they're sitting on YouTube or Rumble or whatever. We can take that same show and put it on the micro network to get it some more exposure.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So we have a series of books that we've written. We started out with Divorce Proofing Your Marriage, and then we added Mastering Adam, Mastering Eve, and then Mastering Adam and Eve. And then the Marriage Constitution, which is our newest book that we just released. And you can get all those on Amazon or through our website. And actually through our website, if you do it that way, you can actually get the audio version of our books because all of them are on audio. And by the end of this month, they'll be in 5 different languages.
Amen.
All of them be in 5 different languages. Yeah. Our goal really is for you to become a love builder.
Yeah.
So we have a simple pledge we ask people to take. It's totally voluntary. You can go on our website to get the pledge. You take it, takes like a minute really to fill it out, and you become a love builder. But you're going to get stuff, right? We're going to send you a pledge. We're going to, send you a certificate. You're going to get a badge that you can use on social media if you want, custom badge, or put it on social media. You're going to get the marriage Marriage Bill of Rights is going to be in there as well. Just a bunch of stuff we're going to give you for free, and a video message, personal video message from Cheryl and myself. It's kind of cool. We also want you to join our free Facebook group. It's Most Valuable Partner Network on Facebook. A lot of great training and information on that platform. And then if you really need more help, you can join our Love Hub, which is there's a cost for that. But we have all of our stuff there, TV,
Right.
the podcast, the training materials, everything is there in the Love Hub. And our sponsors for this episode is Miracle Pay. They do crypto processing at the point of sale. So you can use this, use your Bitcoin or whatever crypto. If it's on a card or on your phone, you can scan it and pay with Miracle Pay. And we have another sponsor as well called Nectar Pay.
Ooh.
And you can do the same thing with Nectar Pay. Now, Miracle Pay is mostly overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Nectar Pay is in America.
All right.
So yeah, you can get more information about that. All right. So a lot of stuff going on in our world. We've kind of made a little bit of a pivot with them. You know, we have so much stuff,
Mhm.
and a lot of times it's like, what do we talk about today, right? And we were both having a conversation with God and really trying to figure out our direction going forward.
Right.
And we're like, let's just simplify things. You know, God says, look, it's in the name. It's in the name, right? So just start promoting love. How about doing that?
Yeah.
Because once we do that as a foundation, then everything else will happen.
Yes. So we would like for you to strongly consider being a love builder.
Mhm.
All of our books, all of our tools that we have, that we offer to you, that we present, is basically about being a love builder and how to build love in your marriage or your relationship.
Right.
I mean, it sounds simple enough, but there are a lot of people who didn't get love and affection and care. And so it's kind of hard for them to love and be loved.
Yeah.
So we just want you to, we want to help you with that.
Yeah. And it's weird because, you know, we're Christian and we're deacons at our church and so forth. We do marriage ministry at our church. You saw our pastors with the testimonial.
Mhm.
But a lot of people within the church don't even practice love.
I know.
It's so sad, you know, and
Heartbreaking.
and then we'll have couples in our workshops and then they say, huh, I just need to be nice to my wife.
Yeah.
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 Yes, sir. You need to be nice to your wife. That would be a good start. So yeah, it's fascinating.
Amen. Yeah. So we just want to help you because the Bible says that love covers a multitude of sins.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, it says that faith, hope, and love are the key.
Yeah.
So we really want to help people not only give love,
Mhm.
but learn how to experience love for yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's amazing that some people just, it's hard for me to love you if I don't love me.
Right.
So join us and become a love builder.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to Valerie. She's watching. So hey, Valerie.
Hey, Valerie.
Good to see you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have some life and marriage coaching experts on the line with us, love builders themselves. So we're going to bring them on, Scott and his wife, Carrie. We're going to bring them on. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, we are back with the Love Builder Show. Casper and Cheryl having a little bit of fun with AI. Love AI. Right.
Yes, as I've said many times, I do want that body.
I bet you do. I want that body too. All right, so we're going to bring on our special MVP guest in studio with us, Scott and his lovely wife, Carrie. Hey guys, how you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
We're
Good,
doing
thanks.
fine, doing fine. Yes. Thank you guys for coming on the show. So we are going to, this is a relationship show, and you are very familiar with how that works, Scott. So we want to hear your story. Our audience, it's the first time our audience had a chance to see you. Our audience had a chance to see you. So kind of whoever wants to start first, kind of tell us your love story or the tragedy at first, and then you overcame whatever. Just
Sure.
Yeah.
So I was originally went to school to do medical research, did that for a little while, eventually realized that was really about chasing grant money. Didn't want to chase grant money the rest of my life. So I pivoted and became a school teacher. And in that same period, after I'd been teaching a few years, Carrie and I met. Her mother and I were actually teachers together, and her mother introduced us. I'd gone through a divorce. She was going through a divorce, and we ended up getting together, falling in love, getting married, building a life together, doing all the things that people do. And like a lot of folks, we were running up a lot of debt. And I think a lot of Americans do that.
Yeah.
And I looked up one day and I realized that we had about $60,000 worth of debt. I made about $40,000 a year as a teacher. More debt than I had, income.
Yeah.
And like a lot of men, I put a lot of my identity into being a good provider, being a good protector, being a good husband. And, part of being a good husband was I'd take care of her. And I've literally began to look at my life as I was worth more dead than alive. Because our life insurance was such that, if I fell asleep on a drive home, it would pay out, and she'd be better off because it'd take care of the debt and it'd set her up. She'd be okay.
Yeah.
She will tell you that is not how she saw that situation.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Besides, she always tells me if I pass away, she's going to have to get rid of all the technical devices because I'm her tech support. I'm IT, right? So there's that. But we weren't talking. I was going to protect her from all of this that was going on. So I was kind of shielding her. And of course, she knew I was stressed out and strained. She's an empath. She picks up on the emotions. She knew I was stressed out and strained and feeling bad. So she's going to protect me by not adding to my weight. I don't know about you, but the secret of a good marriage is never talk to each other. Apparently, that's not really true. So we were drifting apart. We were headed towards divorce. I was suicidal. We had all of these things going on. And here's the irony. So I used to think about pretending to fall asleep. We'd live down this long, windy road, and I would think about pretending to fall asleep on this drive, but I listened to talk radio to keep myself awake. The irony, because there's part of me, right, that really didn't want to do it. So there's part of me wanting to keep awake. They changed the lineup on the radio. And they changed it from, it was talk radio because that's what I listened to stay awake. They changed it to the Dave Ramsey Show. And I started listening to rebroadcasts of the Dave Ramsey Show. And I would tell you, I got mad. I would yell at the radio on the way home how stupid this was. Nobody could live like this and all of this. Yeah. And after about a week, I heard somebody came on at a Debt-Free Friday and they told their story. And it wasn't the same as mine and Carrie's, but there was enough overlap that I went, wait a minute, maybe I need to listen to this. And one of the things he said, and it wasn't Dave, it was this gentleman and his wife, and they said, when I sat down and came clean and told my wife and we started working together, that's when it changed.
Yeah.
And so that weekend, I'm like, okay, I got to man up and do this, And so I took her out to the lake. We lived real close to a lake at that time. And we sat on the back of the car and I kind of told her what was going on. Now, my wife is a smart lady. She already knew what was going on, but I was protecting her from all of that. So she didn't know, even though she did know. And what the irony is she later told me that she'd been listening to the Dave Ramsey show during the day.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
We're hearing the exact same stories and the exact same messages, but didn't know about it because we weren't talking to each other.
Sure.
And well, I'll let you kind of tell what from there we decided to turn it around and come together.
Yeah, you know, and I'm sure you know this already, Scott, but finances is like the top three or so things that, you know, destroy marriages: finances, communication, and sex. So yeah.
And I would actually say they're all tied together, because what we've discovered about money is finance. I mean, communication. Money is, you know, at the end of the day, it's the lens through which we talk about our values with each other. It's the lens through which we say, this is what, you know, we're doing. This is what we're believing. This is what we're going to put priority towards. And that was really what the disconnect was. She told me one time, I used to stop. My excuse was to stop for movies on the way home, DVDs, because I needed them so I could grade papers. You know, I would use them as noise. And I think I'd spent like $180, $200 on DVDs one day on the way home, when we really didn't have the money to spend on that.
Sure.
And I'll let you tell them what she said.
I was mad, and I said, if you're just gonna spend $100, you better make sure we have 200, because I'm gonna go buy us jeans and shoes.
And that was one of those times that I kind of went, "Ooh, wait a minute, maybe I'm actually not doing what I'm supposed to be doing."
Right.
At the time, I had been alienated from church, and all of this changed. When this changed, this also opened. It was a spiritual awakening, because it opened my eyes to inviting me back into a relationship with not only God, but with church and all of that, where, you know, we came together not just on the money stuff, but on the spiritual side of it as well. It completely changed our whole life.
Yeah.
So I want to back up a little bit. And so, Carrie, why don't you tell us, how long did you and Scott date? And was he very romantic? Did he get down on one knee and propose to you?
No, we almost had the wedding plan before it was really asked. Not really, no. But that's okay.
And you know what? I apologize, but we're going to have to go to a quick break, and then you can come back and share this story, because we definitely want to hear it. So you are watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to continue with Scott and Carrie. We'll be right back in just a moment.
We were done. Not angry anymore, just done. That's the part nobody warns you about. When the fighting stops and there's just nothing.
I sat in that kitchen every night after he went to sleep, wondering if this was what the rest of my life looked like.
Then one night, everything changed. I can't explain it in a way that makes sense to anyone else, but someone was there, and they handed me a book.
I had my own moment. Different room, different night, same thing. I started to see him again. Not the man I was angry at, the man God designed him to be.
Every page was like a mirror, showing me who I was supposed to be for her, and how far I drifted. We didn't just fix our marriage.
We found our purpose.
Every marriage has a Bill of Rights.
We're here to help you find yours.
All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl, and our special guests in studio, Scott and Carrie Maderer, like toe Mater, but without the toe. And
That's right.
And I want to give a re-shout out to Valerie Reed, because Valerie and I grew up together. She's from my hometown.
Yeah. Amen.
So yeah.
Hi, Valerie.
That's pretty awesome. All right,
So we shouldn't tell her to tell stories in the chat then?
no stories. She's already
Okay.
using the name that I grew up with without even using it anymore. So we'll just leave it at that.
Charles is my first name too. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, it is.
yeah.
There you go. There you
But
go.
if you call me Charles, I look around for my dad, and he's been passed away a number of years. So that's not
Right.
that's not
Right.
my name. That's his name.
I know. I got bummed out when we had to actually travel with our real name, because I was traveling with Casper and credit cards and everything. And then they said, when all the 9/11 stuff happened, it's like, okay, enough of that. What's your real name? So Carrie, tell us, what was your question there about the?
I want to hear
how
about
they met. Yeah.
Yes, I want to hear about how long did they date, and I want to know how romantic
Yeah.
the Scott.
was.
She laughs.
I don't know. It's about a year or so. So I had a dog at that time who never really liked men, because my dad and my second daddy was always around and roughhoused with him and was rough, so he didn't like men. And when my first husband was over and we were sitting on the couch, the dog would climb on the couch in between us, and did not like him. He comes over and reaches his hand over the gate and pets the dog and lets him in, and the dog's on the ground in 2 seconds wanting belly scratches. So I'm like, well, if the dog approves, it's got to be better than my family approving.
Right.
And how long have you guys been married?
I don't know,
29. 29 years.
Yeah.
29 years.
I'm the one that remembers the anniversary of the years, not her.
I have to do math to figure out how old I am every time somebody asks me.
Oh, well, don't worry about that. Just throw out a number, Carrie. Don't really
Right.
tell them.
Girl goes to 35 as a default.
There you go.
Like, why wreck my brain trying to figure that out?
Right. Well, the last time I checked, my parents were married 16 years, but that was like, 30 ago. So
Okay. All right. I got
they
it.
never went up. And I'm like, wait, I'm 20. They can't be married 16 years.
That's right.
You guys have any children?
We have one boy, Charles David Allen Maderer, because he needed an extra name because he was 11 pounds, 5 ounces.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. Big boy.
Yeah, he's a good little parasite.
How old is he?
He's 23 now.
Oh, okay.
Up in Dallas area.
Oh, in Dallas, all right.
So you guys are empty nesters?
Yes. I handled it much better than he did.
So how's that working out for you?
It's great. It was a little hard when he moved out and it was a lot quieter. I wasn't waiting for him to go to work and come home because he worked overnights, and I can't sleep if I know a child's awake. So yeah, I was up all night.
Yeah.
So did you guys get empty nesting worked out? Did you guys have fun? I mean, and the reason why I asked that, because we have had couples who are empty nesters, and as soon as they don't have the children to talk about anymore, then their marriages are pretty much done. And we're like, no, this is the time of your life.
Yeah.
This is when you can really have some fun, travel, go do stuff, rediscover stuff, discover new stuff. So we live vicariously through those people because we don't have that.
Right.
We were empty nesters, then we weren't, then we were, then we weren't, and now we're not.
Yeah.
Right. Well, from the time he was about 11, we've had to buy 2 pizzas, one for him and one for us. So
oh, wow.
We can go out to eat a little cheaper now.
Yeah.
That's good.
No doubt.
Yeah, we also moved about 2 years ago we'd lived 27 years down near San Antonio out in the hill country, near her mom. And recently, about almost 2 years ago now, we moved up to the Bryan College Station area to be a little closer to my mom, because my mom just had her 85th birthday.
Amen.
Is that close to?
It's helping her stay in her house.
And the boy.
Yeah. Is that close to Dallas area, or where's it?
Hours away from Dallas, 3.5.
3.5 hours?
Okay.
All right.
So you guys are Texans, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Born and bred.
Well,
yeah.
I'm born and bred. She's military.
I'm a military brat, so.
Yeah, me too. Well, actually, I'm not military brat. I'm former military, so I traveled a lot.
Yeah. Mom and Dad waited so long to have me that I only had like 2 duty stations. One was in Stuttgart, Germany, and the other was in Newport News. So
Wow. Yeah,
most
I was in Spangdahlem, Germany, which is close to Bitburg.
okay.
Yeah. Very good.
So do you guys have any tips for empty nesters you'd like to share?
Just enjoy it, man.
And that sounds so simple, but I'm telling you, these couples,
Yeah.
they pour everything into their children
Yeah.
to the very last drop, and then when the kids leave, they're like, "Who are you? What is your name? And who are you? And why did I marry you?"
One of the things that we did, even when we had the kid at home, is, once we kind of fought through and gotten out of debt and reset that part, is we were like, okay, we're going to have a date night. Now, I'll be honest, we didn't have it every week or, probably not even every month, but we deliberately said we're going to have some times. Now, we were blessed in that we had the in-laws at home, so we had a built-in babysitter, so literally go dump the kid downstairs and be like, there you go, you got a kid. But, we would try to do that. And then the converse of that is also, I think, creating space and areas for each of you to have your own thing too. So like she's a big crafter. I'm more into, computers and podcasting and doing that. So I have my office. She has her craft room. And again, we kind of did that from the beginning. So it's that combination of making sure that you prioritize time together, but also making sure you allow for some things that are apart.
Yeah. I have a fun story about technology with Cheryl and I when we first got married. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to visit with that. But then we're going to make a transition, Scott, into the work that you're doing, because you've got some pretty awesome stuff you're doing as well. So we want to get into that. You are watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl and our special guests. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back as soon as I find. There we go. Right back in just a moment.
Let's rewind thousands of years to a time before money existed. How did people pay? A sack of wheat? Some heavy metal? Or maybe a live chicken? Trying to fit a chicken in your wallet? Not ideal. Luckily, financial revolutions followed one another, bringing us to the present day. And today, a new revolution begins. Miracle Pay. So, what is Miracle Pay? It's your innovative, secure, and transparent way to accept payments in any cryptocurrency. Why blockchain? Because it's decentralized. No more bank bureaucracy, no more endless paperwork. And security? It's not controlled by a few guys in a suit. It's secured by hundreds of millions of people across thousands of nodes worldwide. With Miracle Pay, you can get paid anywhere. Whether you're selling ice cream on a glacier in Alaska or selling hot tea in the middle of the Sinai Desert. We might question your business model, but never your payment system. 24/7 security, 99.9% uptime, and support for over 100 wallets. Miracle Pay is your trusted blockchain partner. Join Miracle Pay today. Integrate the future of payments into your business right now.
All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. We have a special MVP guest in studio with us, Scott and Carrie. So guys, when Cheryl and I first started dating, I asked her for like her email. She's like, email? I said, yeah, I want to send you messages and stuff. She didn't even have a computer. And I said, well, you need a computer. She's like, no, I don't. Just call me. Have you what? Yeah, I don't need a computer. That was 23, be 24 next month, years ago. Now, if her computer ain't working right, oh my God, it's the end of the world.
Honey, fix it.
Yep.
Three
That's
words.
what I hear.
Honey, fix it.
Yeah.
It's not working. Make it work.
Yeah, it's not working. Make it work. Figure it out. Yes, sir. All right, so Scott, we're going to make a transition into some of the stuff you've been doing, and I don't even know where you want to start, but I do have your website pulled up, and you actually have created a special website for this broadcast as well. So I can even try to go to that. But go ahead and tell folks.
I could share more about that later too. But yeah, so Carrie and I, going back to the story that we were sharing earlier, as we kind of fought through and began to change our financial life, we radically changed the way we were living. We actually ended up paying off $78,856.42. Not that I know it to the penny. And it took us 2 years, 11 months. I am not allowed to round that up to 3 years. She will smack me right here live on air. It was 2 years, 11 months. And at the time, making an average income of about $55,000 a year. So people can do the math, and you realize we lived on nothing. Our one trip that we did for fun is we went to the Texas Renaissance Festival every year, but that was it. Everything else was just live as dirt cheap as you can.
Yeah.
In that, the reason it was $78,000, if you remember, I said we were $60,000 worth of debt. Is as I was changing jobs and going from teaching to the corporate world, still in education, I went into educational testing.
Yeah.
Before that, I was doing a few different things. I was selling cars, doing other things, just looking for the next thing I was going to do after leaving teaching. And in December, I started having chest pains, was rushed to the hospital after 3 days. She's going to hit me if I walked around with a collapsed lung for 3 days.
Oh,
my wife's name for that is testosterone poisoning. Yeah. And finally, I let her take me to the emergency room. She took me in. They figured out it was a collapsed lung.
At 4 o'clock in the blessed morning.
You've done this at 3?
3, exactly.
PM.
PM, not AM.
PM,
but and so they reinflated my lung. They sent me home. I was in the hospital about a week, and about 3 weeks later, started having chest pains again. Took me back in.
It's January now.
Now it's January, so we got to pay all of the insurance stuff in December, and then again in January. Because it resets the clock.
Yeah.
So that was the other $18,000 worth of debt, was medical debt.
Gotcha.
But I went to work for the corporate job, a little better job, driving an old beat up car. Everyone was looking at us like we were crazy. Because here you started your great job. You go buy a new car, and we're like, nope. It runs. I literally had to glue the headliner back up once a week because in the hot sun it would melt and it would fall down and hit me in the head. So basically, someone came up to us after church one day and said, y'all are weird. Do you think you could help us be weird? That was how they asked for help. And, to be clear, I mean, they were right. We were weird.
Yeah.
I kind of wear that with a badge of honor now. So that became our first coaching client. And we sat down with that couple and worked with them, the two of us together. I got a lot of bruises on my shin and began to learn how to be a little bit more empathetic, because it turns out as a guy, I would say things that my wife would gently let me know were maybe not the best thing to say.
Yeah. I stopped him several times. I said, look at your wife. You're stressing her out. Just talking.
Talking to the husbands as we were talking.
Build the emergency fund.
So I basically began to learn that was coaching. I didn't know that that's what that was called. And on reflection, I'd been a coach when I was a teacher. I'd been a coach in the corporate job. It was my approach to things.
Right.
But at that point, we dived in and started learning what coaching was and how to do it. And
do
began to build the business from there.
Yeah. Do you use the Dave Ramsey courses in your
We don't anymore. We moved well past that. When we have been through the Dave Ramsey training together. I've been through several trainings since then, as she has as well. the reason why is not because Dave Ramsey's bad by any stretch of the imagination, but
Right.
what I have discovered working with over 1,000 clients now is it doesn't work for everybody, you know? And so now I want to have a bigger toolbox than just that one thing.
Right.
And so I look at my job as a coach is to come in beside someone and be a diagnostician, you know, almost like a doctor. You go in, you go into the doctor and you go, I got a headache. The doctor doesn't just hand you Tylenol. They want to figure out, why do you have a headache?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? And I'm kind of the same way where I call myself a stewardship coach. Carrie's still in the business, but she kind of works behind the scenes more. And I'm stewardship in that I work with time, talent, and treasures. Because what we've discovered is generally if someone has a money problem, they also have a time problem. And they're related because they're both really not about time and money. They're about ourselves. It's you don't manage time, you don't manage money. What you manage is yourself, and it shows up in your time and money. And so when people have a money problem, well, we got to work on the talent stuff because it's self-management, it's mindset, it's behavior, it's habits, it's systems, it's routine, it's communication, it's all of those things. And so I focus on couples, entrepreneurs, obviously people of faith with the name like stewardship, inspired stewardship, but all of that kind of rolled into one. And generally it's folks that are saying, hey, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I know God wants me to do something, but I just don't feel like I can do it. And then we help them get out of the way and do it.
Okay. We're going to take another quick break, and we come back. We're going to get more into your website, and you created a special page for us as well. So we're going to kind of go through this. So give me a second. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in just a moment.
The future of payments has arrived. Every day, millions of business owners work hard to earn every dollar. But before that money ever reaches their account, someone else takes a percentage of every sale. For years, businesses have been told that's simply the cost of doing business. We don't believe it has to be. Every swipe, every tap, every transaction, the fees add up. Thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars disappear every year through processing fees. Then come delayed settlements, chargebacks, complicated statements, hidden costs. And worst of all, you still don't truly control your own money. There has to be a better way. Meet NectarPay, a modern crypto payment platform built for businesses that believe they should keep more of what they earn. No middlemen, no custodial wallets, no unnecessary complexity. Just fast, secure crypto payments sent directly to your own wallet. Because it's your business, your money, your choice. Accept crypto. Get paid instantly. Keep more. It's that simple. With NectarPay, you keep every penny with zero transaction fees on eligible crypto payments. Payments are sent directly to your own wallet, giving you complete control of your funds from the moment they're received. Accept Bitcoin, Texitcoin, popular stablecoins, and the next generation of digital currencies. Your customers simply tap, scan, or pay. No complicated setup, no confusing process. Just a payment experience that's fast, familiar, and secure.
All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builder show with Casper and Cheryl and our special guests in studio, Scott and Carrie. So Scott, you created this Love Builders page for us, and tell us what we're looking at here.
So like I said, we work mainly in that area of time and money. So if you scroll up where it says, I want to master stewardship, there's some free resources there. Folks can sign up for those and get them. If you scroll on down, there's information about if you want to jump on my calendar and just talk to me about what's going on in your life, there's a place for that. I have a podcast as well called the Inspired Stewardship Show. It's got over 1,800 episodes. So people can listen to that for a while.
Right.
And then there's also information about getting our book called Inspired Living as well. So That book is kind of takes a lot of the frameworks that I've learned through coaching and working with folks and lays them out kind of in a DIY way where folks can go through and kind of apply those things to the areas of time, talent, and treasures.
Nice.
So Scott, tell us, if someone was to come to you, a couple was to come to you and say, look, we really need some help, where would you begin with them? What is your process?
So really and truly, I go through 3 phases in coaching, and I call them phases, not steps, because they're not really ever done. You start with what I call refocus. So refocus is about gathering information. Again, think like a doctor, right? You walk into the doctor's office, you go, I got a headache. They start asking you 40,000 questions.
Right. Right.
And I'm kind of the same way. I start asking questions. What's going on? We start looking at numbers. Because here's the thing. Most people think they know what's going on with their money or their time, and they don't. They're wildly wrong when we actually look at the reality. By the way, I'm the same way. If I don't actually sit and write it down, I have no idea. We just lose track of it. Our brains don't work that way.
Right.
So we start gathering information, but it's more than just the numbers or the clock. It's also things like, how are y'all communicating? What's going on in the relationship? How are you feeling about it? What's really important to you? I call it finding your why. What's really important to you? What are you really trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, let's face it, and y'all know this through your work, you get so busy that you lose track of the stuff that's really important.
Yeah.
You're just going through the motions. And so all of that's in the refocus phase. Then we start injecting tools and techniques and new habits and new behaviors, things like having a weekly meeting, things like, doing a spending plan, things like looking at what's going on, reviewing your schedule with each other. What a novel concept,
What a concept.
It's all these things that we all know we should do, but we're not doing.
Right.
I laughingly tell people part of my job as a coach is to tell you stuff you already know. But it is. I mean, because it's not knowledge. We know it. We just aren't doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so that's the gain control phase. And then as we do that, we kind of set a plan and begin to execute on the plan. Now, here's why I call them phases. What happens is the minute they start executing the plan, the couple inevitably discovers new stuff. You uncover new stuff,
right?
And you got to go back to refocus, and you got to go back to gain control, and you got to go back to set a plan. And then guess what? You discover new stuff.
New stuff.
And it's not because it's not good or bad. It's not a value statement. It's not even bad stuff. It can be good stuff. It's just stuff. Because you've forgotten to dream. You've forgotten to love on each other. You've forgotten to talk to each other. And then all of a sudden you start doing it. And it's like, oh, I never knew you wanted to do that, and I wanted to do that my whole life. Well, we can do that.
Did you ever talk to a CEO about business coaching or strategies and stuff, and say, you know what, dude, I need to talk to you and your wife because.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. If we're doing business coaching, almost inevitably, I'm talking to the couple. And people laugh and say, why? They quote unquote, she has nothing to do with the business, or he has nothing to do with the business. Yeah, they do. Because your business affects what goes on at home, period.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, I tend to work with entrepreneurs that are relatively small business owners, and that's even more true for them. But honestly, it's true in a Fortune 500 situation.
Yeah.
I think what you
with Fortune 500s.
I like what you said about when a weekly meeting you talked about. I think that would be phenomenal to have for couples to implement having a weekly meeting, because we were just on another podcast, and the biggest thing was communication.
Yep.
The root cause for every challenge in a marriage was the lack of communication or the difference in how the couples communicated with each other.
Yep.
And so having that weekly meeting, I mean, because we do it, we do a check-in, and we're like, okay, or we check in as to how we're doing in the marriage, but also we do a check-in, well, because we have children that we have responsible for taking care of, we do a check-in as to, okay, at least I do, because I'm like, okay, what are we doing this week?
Yep. Well, and it's schedule, and people are like, wait a minute, you're helping people with money. Why do you want them to talk about their schedule? I'm like, because your schedule affects your money.
Right.
You know, if you're picking up the kids after school, after soccer practice, and it's 7:30 at night, odds are good you're going out to eat, you know,
right.
and you're at least bringing snacks. I mean, something's going on. So we got to plan for that. And we've got to plan for that in the budget. And, you know, the number of times I've had men go, well, you know, I just can't believe how much she's spending on groceries. And it's like, okay, well, take off next Tuesday and go grocery shopping with her.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And then they come back to the next meeting and they're like, never mind. I'm like,
you know?
Exactly.
And, you know, not only that, but spouses can get upset. It was like, well, why did you take the kids out to eat? We just bought groceries. That's what my father used to say to my mother. Why are we going out to eat? Didn't you just buy groceries? But it's a time thing.
But if you talked about it ahead of time and said, hey, Tuesday night, I'm going to pick up Happy Meals for the kids or whatever. Now you've got agreement ahead of time, you know, and if that's not what you're going to do because there's something else more important, that's fine. But at least you have a plan for it, you know, and it's no longer a surprise. It's and that's part of the rules of the weekly meeting is we're not allowed to fight. This is not this is not a knockdown, drag out, tell me what I did wrong, tell you what you did wrong. This is, you know, it's a check-in. It's a, you know, here's
strategy session,
money, here's schedule, you know, here's relationship, here's kind of these big topics, and let's touch on them and do a check-in and just make sure we're doing okay.
All right. Well, our time is zipping by here. We got one more break, and then we're gonna wrap up with you guys. You are watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl and our special MVP guest in studio. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Well, which is my camera?
Right there, all the way down.
Oh, okay, I can talk to him. After all, he's my camera. I can talk to him. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Winning with Love with Casper and Cheryl Stockham. We are here with our wonderful guests.
God has been very graceful. Going back to what you stated, it's that work back.
Yeah. So we weren't arguing with one another, but maybe we needed to be. Right. Maybe we needed to be getting uncomfortable.
I'd only been saved 11 months. He's been saved since he was 19.
But at the end of the day, I believe in marriage, and I think that it's really important.
You have been watching Winning with Love with Casper and Cheryl Stockham. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are back with I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl. We have our special MVP guest in studio with us. Hey guys, before I forget, don't hang up after we're done with the show. I want to just talk to you. All right, so we are back with Scott and Carrie, and we're talking about some of the strategies that you have that you use with the couples and business owners. Did you have a question?
No.
Okay. So I have a question. And then, of course, I lost it as soon as I asked you that. I lost my question. So thank you for that.
How's that her fault? I got your back, Cheryl. It's okay.
All right. Settle down here. What was my question?
We were talking weekly meeting before we went to break. Does that help?
Yeah, we're talking weekly. Oh, I know. Okay, so because this is the last segment, give us some tips that you would give couples as they're trying to kind of reorganize their life. You know, give us some tips on how they can do that.
So I've got two that are kind of language based, but they really change how you think. And that's really, to me, the key. And one is to remove the phrase "I had to" from your vocabulary.
Okay.
Carrie and I mean, if she hears me say that, she's, reminds me that I can't say it, and vice versa. Because here's the thing: when you say "I had to," so I had to buy that, I had to get a new car, I had to whatever. The problem is,
I had to get a hot tub. I just wanted.
Yeah, had to get a hot tub. There you go. You're abdicating power, because here's the truth: you had a choice.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not saying getting a hot tub's bad. It's not. This isn't a value statement. It's acknowledging the fact that you have the power of choice.
Yeah.
Therefore, make a choice.
Right.
And even if the choice is a bad choice, it's still a choice. So good choice, bad choice doesn't matter. And similar to that, what I hear people saying a lot around time, busy has become a badge of honor, right? We greet each other now. How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm busy. It's like busy just means doing a lot of stuff. Busy doesn't mean you're doing anything that matters. It just means you're doing a lot. Wow. And so I tell people to stop saying I don't have time for that and start saying that's not a priority for me.
Right.
And here's the truth: you'll make different choices. Stop and think for a minute. If you were like at the end of the day, you're working away at the computer, you're in your cubicle, you're answering emails, you're doing whatever, and your coworker comes over and goes, "Hey, in your daughter's soccer game tonight, don't you need to leave to go to your daughter's soccer game?" And you say, "Yeah, I'm too busy." Your coworker sympathizes with you, and it's like, "Oh yeah, it's so busy around here. I get it. Work hard, blah, blah, blah." If instead you looked at your coworker and you said, "It's really not a priority for me to go to my daughter's soccer game."
Yeah.
Kind of a different reaction, right?
Different reaction. Different reaction. Yes, sir.
But that's exactly what you're doing. If you say I'm too busy to go to my daughter's soccer game, what you're really saying is I'm prioritizing whatever else I'm doing over going to my daughter's soccer game.
Work over family. Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, if it's true, if you're a brain surgeon and please don't walk out in the middle of surgery and go to your daughter's soccer game. Right. But let's face it, most of us were doing that, and we're choosing something that really and truly could wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or you could do it at 8 o'clock from home, especially nowadays, right? We can work from home, go do it after the soccer game's over, do it. Heck, that matter. Do it from the stands on your little, smartphone, something, but go to the game, and it's, both of them kind of are the same idea, but around different areas of our life of saying, no, take control back, prioritize your life, decide where the money is. What's the most important thing to spend the money on? What's the most important thing to spend the time on? And then execute on that and follow through with it.
I think there's a lot of things that put a demand on our time. A lot of things are coming at us, so we have to be able to say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this. Like you're saying, prioritize, what's a priority in your life. And for me, at the age that I'm at, I'm saying no a lot more. Right? People call me with all kinds of, they got a new idea or a new business or new that. No.
I would only flip it. I would say focus first on what you want to say yes to, especially with money, because people tend to look at money very restrictively, and they look like a budget restrictive. It's reducing my freedom.
Right.
It's increasing your freedom. If what you do is start with what's the most important things to say yes to. If date night is the most important thing, put date night in the budget. If tithing is important to you, put tithing in the budget. A lot of times what ends up happening is we budget the stuff that is the least important because it's the loudest. It's screaming the loudest. And I don't necessarily mean like somebody's calling you because you owe money. I mean, it's got our attention,
right?
Prioritizing date night with your wife, we can put that off, and a lot of times we do, and we look at each other and go, "It's okay, we'll do it next week." No, it's not okay. Not if that's really your priority and really what's most important. Now, again, if you come together and look at each other and sincerely you need to skip date night this week and that's the most important thing, great, do it, but do it do it because you've agreed, not because you're
Yeah.
grudgingly, you've left it out and it's not even
Yes.
showing up, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. All right. Well, we are at the end of the show. I told you it was going to go quick. And
Always
you know
does.
how this goes. So you have a podcast as well. Any final words of wisdom you want to share, Carrie or Scott, before we leave?
No, I think, I would encourage people to recognize, you were talking earlier about communication. Everyone communicates differently. Everyone has different giftings and different strengths. You probably noticed I'm the talker. My wife is not. She's the behind the scenes person. That's actually part of what we do in couples coaching too, is look for how people look at money and communicate about money and their mindset, their past, their history. Because I think so often that's affecting us today and we're not even aware of it, that we look at it different, that we think about it different. But you grew up in different households, odds are good you've got some money differences.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Folks, you have been watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. Our mission really is for you to become a love builder. And for us, it's really simple. All you have to do is go to our website. It's iamlovebuilders.net. Click on the banner that says Love Builder Pledge. Takes a minute. It's free. And you get stuff. What's better than free and you get stuff? That's pretty cool, right?
That is cool.
So go to our site, do that, become a love builder with us, and we will see you on the next show. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.